cells, you're compressing, you're in your stage 1 garment, you have all of your foams and boards in, you're ready to order a stage 2, and you find that it takes 1 to 3 weeks for delivery, I highly suggest ordering a custom measured stage 2 garment. If you watch my Faja 101 video, you'll see that my reasoning behind that is the minute we go for a surgery like this, we're automatically decreasing the waist measurement and increasing the hip measurement. And there's no standard sizing on the planet that is going to offer you a full body garment that fits this while also being snug here, or that is snug here but doesn't compromise you here. And now I'm referring to standard sizing. And so because that is impossible to find, that is the reason that I highly suggest, and many dolls with experience do suggest, getting a custom made to measure stage 2 garment. However, that's going to take a little time to receive. You need to get out of that stage 1 compression. You're already feeling it in your body. You really need to get rid of that swelling and to get into a tighter garment. So what do you do in the meantime while you're waiting for your custom stage 2? I bought which I'm going to call a stage 1.5 standard size garment on Amazon, which standard means small, medium, large, extra large, 2XL, 3XL, etc. And I will show you why. Yes, while it is not going to be the quality materials that what some people might call expensive stage 2 garment costs, I also don't suggest using this for the duration of your recovery, but it's great for that temporary period. I will show you the difference. You'll see it immediately. This one already is going to look more like a stage 2 than a stage 1 garment. Already you can see that there's more shape in the waist than there was in the stage 1 garment. It's from my sweatpants that I constantly wore. This is already, you can see what a lot of stage 2 garments look like, as far as the hooks in the front, the crotch down here, the crotch opening for the restroom, a little bit shorter on the thighs, and the butt. It's a little bit more shapely. But still not what I would suggest, again, for the duration of your recovery. Still a lot of space here in the butt, but the compression is higher. It's at a higher level slightly than the stage 1. It's going to be more of a mesh material than a swimsuit, and this is typically the material that stage 2 garments are. However, there's huge difference in quality. This garment was $40 on Amazon. It did the trick for that 2 to 3 week period while I was waiting for my custom, and while I needed to get out of that stage 1. I'm going to show you how I put this on. Now, again, for this garment, you're most definitely going to need to have one of these. And the reason that you do is because usually the size charts, wherever you're getting these garments, are going to tell you what size to order based on what your body measures. And typically, that's going to be by the hips and butt. And even if it's not, I'm going to tell you to use that measurement in order to pick your size, because this is the area that you don't want to compromise. I showed you just now that this garment already has a little bit more to the waist. Don't depend on this to sculpt you here for the duration, but to get through these few weeks, it's great. Now, measure by the hips and the butt, and whatever size you correspond with is the size that you should purchase. So whatever my size was at the time, thought it was like a 46 or 45 and a half, 46, whatever. I made sure I got I went probably, if I was on the half, I estimated up. So if I was 46 and a half, I estimated up to a 47. If I was 45 and a half, I estimated to a 46 because I wanted to keep this. And I clearly did. And then I clearly slimmed down here. And that was only because of my stage 2 garment that was custom made, not because of this baby. So the same thing. It's going to have shoulder hooks, front hooks up the body. It's going to have the legs. Shoulder hooks are going to be adjustable. It's going to have that butt area. You want to make sure that everything is open before you put it on. It'll just make it a lot easier. So open up everything, open up those arms, open up that front, put the butt in the back, and then you'll step in. Really? Not easy. Okay, it's really not easy. Step in. Shimmy it up. Now again, the trick, I'm showing you everything that I'm doing as I'm doing it. Pull, pull, pull it up. Look, this already has a memory of what it feels like on my body and how it's supposed to fit me. When I first put this garment on, these seams were not facing the inside of my leg. These seams came up like this. That is not the way this garment is going to fit you. There's no way that you're going to be able to pull this closed with those seams anywhere else but in the middle. So pull them, twist those legs, get those seams as far toward your crotch and toward the inner part of your thigh as possible. Twist this shit around. Now these come with like a latex or like silicone, not latex. I know some people are allergic. This is like a silicone strip. There's two of them on the lace so that they stay on the skin. If you're having difficulty twisting it, you can flip that part up so that that silicone is not on your thigh. And then you can twist those legs around easily. You want to make sure that the seam is on the inside of your thigh. I cannot stress that enough. If you are sending me pictures and videos that your faja doesn't fit right, and that seam is here, that seam is even right here, or that seam is here, of course it's not going to fit right. Pull it up. Again, make sure that the creasing in the garment matches the crease of your butt. This is not going to fully cover your butt area. It's just not. It's just not. But it's also not going to do any damage. Our bodies are not like silly putty. They're not going to be, yes, we say that a stage 2 garment molds and shapes the body, but it's not immediate. It's most definitely not immediate. So even if you poke yourself in your hip, that's not going to leave a dent there. I mean, if it's a very severe, like if you run into a doorknob or something, or if you fall on something, then maybe, but there's no misshaping coming from any kind of tugging that you're going to be doing with your garment on your body. So you're going to make sure that those seams are right. I don't know if I should say it again. And then pull it up and around just like the stage 1 so that it sits at your waist. Now, buckle this first one. Buckle this first hook. You're going to need to do it on the loosest one when you first get it. I'm going to do it on the tightest one because that's how it's going to best fit me right now, and that's how it's going to be. It's going to give me the best representation for the rest of the video. Putting the foams and boards in, it's going to be pretty similar to how tight the garment is going to be on you, even though it's incredibly loose on me right now. So hook the first like 2 or 3, and then adjust this again. Pull the thighs down, twist them again. You're going to need to twist these thighs several times with the seams toward the inside of the thigh. You're going to need to do it a few times. Pull it up again, pull these down in the front, up in the back, so that this is flat right here. You might have some creasing there, but if it looks like this, then your legs aren't down far enough for the perfect fit and for you to really feel how this garment is supposed to work. Pull those legs down, pull this garment up. So then we're going to do the same thing with the foams and boards. I'm going to start with the backboard this time. In my stage 1 video, I didn't do that. So I'm going to start with the backboard. Again, you can get this backboard in the Linktree in my bio. It's a different brand, but it's the exact same thing. You're going to want to make sure that that point on the backboard matches up with the top of your butt crack. Pull that garment around the board, flatten it out. This little bump here in the backboard itself, that little bump that goes right down the middle is going to line up with your spine. So just shimmy it into place. Make sure it's straight, feels good. Pull that garment up and around it. Now you can just let everything go. You don't have to hold on to it. The garment will hold it in place. You want to make sure that that point is lined up with your top of your butt crack. Pull the board up if you have to so that it's not smushing your cheeks. Now you'll do your foams. Again, just like in the stage 1 video, line up those foams so that it covers the bra strap area lipo and comes down to the hips. Now, pro tip. I noticed that my torso is short, and I noticed that with this foam, it started kind of like infringing on the area where the doctor transferred some fat. So I'm going to grab a foam that I actually cut. And this was also another great reason to have a 5-pack of foams. So I cut them and labeled them left and right. So I basically traced where my hip was. And I didn't want this foam to lay on the transferred parts. I wanted it to lay only on the lipo parts. So I traced with the marker where the transferred parts were, and then I cut my foam. Now you'll see, lining these up, I had all this area here where I didn't want that foam to lay on top of. So I used these instead. Same thing, lay it on top of the garment, then pull the garment up and over it. Amazing. Grab the other one. We'll line up the same thing on the other side. Now these are going to go over the backboard. Again, I had transferred here, so I didn't want this sitting on top of it. I can't remember now. I think the longer one in the back. Don't mind me. Don't listen to me. I had all this area that I didn't want sitting on top of the transfer. So I cut them. Again, shimmy the garment around it. It's gonna take some strength, especially when you're super weak. Over it, out of breath, done. You're just finished with the BS. Like, you just do not want to do this anymore. But you gotta, sister. And even in my videos, as I'm putting these foams in, you can see the difference in the height of my hips. One hip is higher than the other. For sure, Hundo P. So I got them looking in the mirror, pretty accurate. Over the backboard. Now I'll put another foam in the front. Line it up under the bra. Shove it in to the garment. Now I put this underneath my side foams. Well, at this point, you can put the arms up. So you're going to hook it and swing it over. Same thing here. I'm going to hook it and swing it over. Adjust again. Now, these garments are going to need a lot of pulling. It's not cute. It's really not. But you gotta do it. These are going to need a lot of pulling and hoisting. It's not supposed to be easy to get on. It's just not. It's not at all. Now, I had 3 ab boards before I got my Tributo butterfly board. I had this one, the M&D. I had this one, pear shape. And I had this one, another M&D. When I wanted a really, really thin one, I would wear this one. And this is also the one that I used in my stage 1. And I just realized that I didn't demo with the board in the stage 1. But this is the same way that you would do it. You would put this, sorry, I'm adjusting a tag on the backboard. It's laying on my skin. You'll put this in on top of the foams. The foam always goes on your skin. And again, you're going to have your tank top on under this. So the tank top goes against your skin and then the foam. Pull this garment out. Shove this board in. Hold that foam in place while you shimmy this down. Pull the garment out. If it lays on top of the side foam, that's fine. This is going to go at the crease of your breast. You can already see that there's so much more shape to my waist than there was in the stage 1. Still not as good as it could be. Now, as you start hooking these, you're going to get this like bunching up of this material. Use your thumb and just push it over underneath that other side. I do this every 1 or 2 hooks. Push that flap over. 1, 2, push that material. I feel like getting tighter and tighter on my body. God, you guys, it's been like 4 months since I've worn this. It's crazy. Now, sure, spend $40 on your garment. You could totally get this tailored and use this as a stage 2, but you're just not going to get the compression and the snatching that you see a lot of women get with a really good custom stage 2 garment. There's a huge difference in the fit. This is really loose right here at the groin. This is where 2 of our lymph nodes are right here. The lymph nodes are responsible for cleaning out your lymphatic system and getting rid of that swelling. If you're not getting the compression that we need here, it's just not a good fit. It's just not a good fit. This is too long in the torso. There's too much material here on me. The shoulders are actually not as snug as they could be, so these kept falling off throughout the day. These would get super annoying. But again, this did the job for a couple of weeks. So you have your foams and boards, and you look pretty hideous, but you're getting that compression that you need after all of that major, major work. And so to take it off, you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to start unhooking. I'm doing this really fast at this point, in a really good stage too. It won't be that easy. And to be honest with you, I just let shit fall out. Like, I wanted this thing off so bad that I would literally pull the shit out and throw it across the room. And it's gonna fall. It's just gonna fall off of you. Like, let it drop. That's it.